everybody. Welcome to the Artisan Central Podcast, the podcast that looks for the art in everything. My name is Tim Michael, and I'm looking forward to spending some more time with you guys on today's show. I'm really excited. We've done over 9 episodes so far, which means that we have done over 2 months of this broadcast. So I'm super excited about that. Looking forward to seeing how far we go. We will continue to push every single week to get you out a show on Saturday. And then, of course, the new show that we have going on, which is kind of the behind-the-scenes look of my life, just talking about whatever I want to talk about. That's called Behind the Easel, and you can listen to that through Stitcher and iTunes. If you just look up Artisan Central Podcast on those, you'll find that podcast as well. A lot of people seem to enjoy that. Of course, in segment 2 today, we're going to be getting into our YouTube question and answer time. In segment 3, we have the excellent interview with Kimberly Bangle, which was an awful lot of fun because we had Kimberly and her husband Alex, and then myself and my wife all sitting in our little living room, and we got to have a fun little recording with them. And then, of course, our segment 4, where we just get you guys all updated on all the regular stuff that we talk about, how you can support the podcast and things of that nature. So looking forward to spending time with you guys in today's show. This week has been a lot of fun. I've gotten a lot completed. If you've listened to the Behind the Easel podcast, you guys will know I'm crazy busy working on commissions for clients. And I've been messing around an awful lot with sculpting and been really enjoying that so far. And of course, if you've been following me on Instagram, you've probably seen some of those pictures of the lion lawyer that I'm working on as a sculpture right now. So it's been a lot of fun. I've been working really hard on getting stuff done since we are coming around to Christmas and the holidays. Have a lot of commissions that I've been trying to push through, and everything's been going extra dandy. So we'll keep that up and hopefully have things done in plenty of time to enjoy a little Christmas break. And this has always been a very busy time of the year for me, and my wife has been super supportive because this is our first Christmas together, and she knows that I am quite busy. So she and I spend time together while I work, and it's always been a blessing to see her nearby and allow me to get my work done, and at the same time we still get our quality time in. So, not really much to talk about in my first segment. It's just the quick update, and I feel like I've really updated you guys a lot on the secondary podcast. And so if you want to hear more just about what's going on behind the scenes and kind of be up to the minute on everything, then please make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to us via Stitcher or iTunes. And you can listen to the Behind the Easel podcast with me, usually midweek, Wednesday, Thursday episode, usually roughly, give or take. Depends on when I'm inspired to post it, but I do try to do it at least once a week. So, all right, guys, let's go ahead and quickly jump over into our second segment, which is going to be our YouTube question and answer time. But first, let's go to a sponsor.
Tech Tip Guru. Check out youtube.com/techtipguru for all the great little tips to build your own website, be up to date with all the latest technology out, and learn to make that battery last just a little bit longer on your device. Tech Tip Guru, coming soon to a YouTube channel near you.
Okay, guys, so we're back for segment number 2, the YouTube question and answer time. Please remember, you can ask any questions that you want, whether it be on Facebook or YouTube or any of our other areas where you can leave comments. But, of course, YouTube is the main area. So, Tim, you can go to youtube.com/Tim Michael Arts, and you can ask your questions there on my channel. I will see them, and I look forward to answering a couple today. Okay? So, this one is from John Brown Sr., and he says, "My name is John. I want to know what name is the app that you use to draw, how much does it cost, and can I use a pencil and not the mouse?" The question was in regards to a cute commission that I did. If you go onto my YouTube page on youtube.com/Tim Michael Arts, and you look up cute commission, that is the drawing that he is talking about. The artwork, the software that I used in that is called Paint Tool Sci. I'm honestly not sure about the price. It's been an awful long time since I've used it. I've enjoyed using Manga Studio EX5, which would honestly be the software I would personally suggest over Paint Tool Sci. And if you get Paint Tool Sci, you have to get the English version unless you know Asian. I'm not sure if it's Japanese or if it's Chinese. I am so sorry. That is terrible, but yeah. It is not built in the U.S. It's a really great software, really, really good. And I know a ton of artists who love it, and I've loved it for a long time, but Manga Studio just works an awful lot better. So The second part of that question confuses me a little bit. Can I use a pencil and not the mouse? Obviously, this is a program. It's not an app. It's actually a program that you have to install on a computer. It can't be installed on a tablet. And then if you're talking about using a pencil, if you mean a tablet and not a pencil, then yes, you can definitely use a tablet. And I would not suggest using a mouse for drawing on the computer. But if you're talking about an actual pencil, there really isn't a good way to convert a pencil drawing on paper into a digital art. You can scan it into the computer and color it on the computer, but usually it does not convert very, very well. So I would not use a mouse for drawing digitally. I would get a tablet, and I would put the money down for that. I know there are a lot of artists out there who are not digital artists, and they've tried doing this with a mouse, and it's obviously terrible. Put the money down to get yourself a good tablet. I would suggest a Wacom tablet, and get to work. There's lots to learn, but it's worth it, okay? So that's my answer to your question. The Robinson7 said, "Holy ravioli, this worked much better than I thought. Thanks, dude." So the Robinson7, you are very welcome. Or Robson, sorry, not Robinson, Robson. You were very welcome, and thank you very much for enjoying the videos. And then Donald Fontana sent a comment that I really wanted to respond to, and it's, "I just found your channel the other day, but I've already learned so much from your videos. Thank you so much for taking the time to make and post them. I especially love the caricature tutorials. One quick question, could you make a video explaining where you usually get your ideas from, or how often you sketch and trash ideas? Would love to see the hidden side behind the final pieces. Thanks." Well, thank you very much for your question, Donald. The best way to do that would be to look me up on my Facebook fan page or on my Instagram. You just look up Tim Michael Arts on either of those, and you will find me. And honestly, I have shelves and shelves of sketchbooks of really stupid-looking sketches. And at one time, I began working on a book that was just basically the Tim Michael sketchbook, and it's just full of a bunch of sketches that I was doing. I started working on it, but I wasn't sure it was really going to sell that well because I was going to sell it as a PDF. And so I never really finished that. If people find an interest in it and let me know that they are interested in having that, then I'd be willing to try and work on that again. But that's something that I've worked on several times and just haven't kept up with. But honestly, I get my inspiration. The comment that you left was on a video that I just recently did a few days ago, which was a drawing of a dog in a dog park. And honestly, the inspiration was from that was simply because I started recording another dog who was holding a Christmas present in his hand with a pair of scissors, kind of looking like he was wrapping Christmas presents, because it is the Christmas season. And in doing that, the software crashed on me. I lost all of the video, and I had to start over again. So I just started drawing another dog. I like drawing dogs, kind of like Disney-esque style, kind of Robin Hood, fox kind of feel, very Disney style, and just felt it would be kind of fun to have him look like he's in a park, resting and relaxing and having a good time and seeing a Frisbee in the background. So really my inspiration comes from animals and seeing how those animals look and seeing what the possibility is of turning them into more human form, or if I'm drawing a caricature, obviously looking at a person's face and trying to become inspired by that. If I sketch, I'm sketching usually to learn. I'm working on anatomy, I'm working on just trying to get my caricatures better. So really my inspiration is just to get more done and figure out how to do things better, more to the style that I'd like to get to. I have other artists that I've seen that usually offer inspiration as well. I do a lot of search on Pinterest and on DeviantArt, mainly on Pinterest, honestly. And people like that on that artwork really truly do inspire me, and I try to come up with my own feel off of their stuff. But mainly it's looking at animals, finding animals that just seem to have a personality in them, and then from them I will convert them into other formats, like my lion lawyer, who I've drawn as a sketch before, and then now is turning into a small sculpture, or a dog who just looks like he's having a good time wrapping Christmas presents, or a frog who looks like he's a little scared, standing up, looks like he's in some kind of a lawsuit of some sort too. So it's just what I look at the character of the animal, got the hiccup, and I look and I go, what can I see this thing, what can I see this thing doing? is it catching my attention in a specific way? Honestly, I will begin a sketch, no idea what I'm starting, kind of get a vibe off of it, push on a little bit further, continue to get vibes off of it until I'm done. And that works out okay, and I have a good time with it, but it would be nice at some certain point in time to feel like I have a full piece, that I know exactly what I'm creating. As you guys have seen when I work on YouTube videos, if I'm making a tutorial or I'm making a speed paint, usually I have no idea what I'm starting off with and I just go for it. And that's always how I've been. I'm not a planner as much as I would like to admit when it comes to pre-planning artwork. I might begin a sketch of something and like it and then take it and reformat it, but 9 times out of 10, everything is just on a whim, So thank you very much for your question. The other thing that you mentioned is how often do I sketch and do I trash ideas? I trash ideas every day. I try to keep as much as I can. I used to not use sketchbooks. I used to use just printer paper. But nowadays I do my best to try and keep as much as I can, just because I know I can learn from everything that I do. But yeah, I toss things all the time. I'll begin a drawing on my computer. I'll digitize it out, and I'll look at it, and I'll go, meh. I'll just close the program, which in turn trashes that idea, if you will. So anyway, you said would love to see the hidden side behind the final pieces. Of course, if anyone is interested in that PDF book, I might consider continue writing it up. And if you would support me, maybe $10 or something like that, maybe we can go from there and try and make that happen. We will see what happens. Not making any promises. I really need to see you guys appreciating what's going on the podcast and what's going on YouTube, and showing interest for that. And if that's the case, then maybe we'll move forward on that. Okay? All right, so that's going to do it for the Q&A time. I hope that you've enjoyed that. And remember, leave your comments either on Facebook or especially on YouTube, youtube.com/Tim Michael Arts, where this audio does actually post with a static image so you can listen to it on YouTube. And then, of course, if you really want to get the true meaning of what a podcast is, go to Stitcher or iTunes and subscribe to us on there. Just look up Artisan Central Podcast, and you can hear this show and, of course, the Behind the Easel. Okay? All right, guys, let's go ahead and go into another segment. But first, another word from our sponsors.
The Artisan Central Podcast is brought to you by KimBanglePhotography.com. Go to her website and take a look at all her great photography, set up a photo shoot, and find inspiration.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. This is segment number 3, and I am very excited to have this interview today. We've been working on this for a while. So, of course, the Bangle name is one that certainly requires no introduction, considering the time that we've had with Alex Bangle, as we've talked about websites, IT, and, of course, his different shows that he has on YouTube. But now, I have a very special surprise for you. Sitting across the couch from me is Alex's lovely wife, Kimberly. Kimberly Bangle is the owner of Kim Bangle Photography, and you can see her latest work on her Facebook fan page, Kim Bangle Photography. Also, she has an Instagram that I would strongly suggest you follow, and that's at Kim Bangle Photo. Just do that with no spaces. And if you want a more personal look into kind of the behind the scenes of her and her husband's life, you can check out KJ_Bangle on Instagram. She's got a lot of great stuff on there. And of course, she does have a website, and you can check that out at KimBanglePhotography.com. You can go in there if you're curious about having some photo shoots done. She has some excellent prices, I do have to say. Excellent prices, and you can send her an email through her website there. So go check that out, KimBanglePhotography.com. So Kimberly has been passionately shooting on her Nikon for about 4 years, a little bit more, give or take. When Kimberly was not creating photos, she often is often found busting a move as a self-proclaimed breakdancer, eating spicy food, or taking an absurd amount of Instagram pictures of her 5 animals, also known as her fur babies.
Yay!
Furbies. She enjoys superheroes, The Walking Dead, and Star Wars. She also enjoys the normal things like going to Disney World, people, and social media. I can definitely attest to her being cool with people. She's a wonderful person. I was looking through her website last night, and I also found a great Bible verse on there that I think clearly states how God has built us creative types. And it says, there are different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit distributes them. It's 1 Corinthians 12:4. Well, Kimberly, I've been looking forward to having you here on the show for a long time because you have a set of skills that I think are quite important building blocks to art in any sense, in any case of the word. And certainly, I think it has to be said that photography in itself is an amazing art form. So, saying all that, thank you so much for freeing up your schedule for me and coming up on the show on the Artisan Central podcast.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So now, I did notice one other thing on your website that I wanted to talk about. It's a cool little comment that I saw just right below your main page, and it says, the single most important component of a camera is the 12 inches behind it. And that's from Ansel Adams. Who is Ansel Adams?
Ansel Adams is, I like to call him an old school photographer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too sure of what dates he was around,
Mm-hmm.
but he was big on black and white and bunch of landscapes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's very well known in the photography world. I really like that quote because a lot of people say it's the camera that does all the work when really it's the person behind the camera that has the eye, and the camera is just the tool that we use to create what we're seeing.
Yeah, I think it goes with that being said. I mean, it's important to have quality equipment, that's going to get you the best resolution, but it's not going to make your your work better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for an artist, a simple pencil is 50 cents, or if not less, 25 cents, and you can draw a masterpiece. And in the same way, I think the 12 inches behind the camera is going to be the key feature for you there. Let's see what I have here. So I got a series of kind of questions to ask you, and feel free to take as long as you want with them. Do not worry. I'm here to chat, not to just answer questions. This is not a work interview. This is a fun interview. This is where we have a good time.
Good.
Tell me a little bit about you and Alex, obviously, and especially just about your life in photography. How that gets started. Start from the beginning. When I was a wee little babe. Feel free just to go for it.
Well, we've always had cameras around the house. We always had Polaroids and disposable cameras. But I noticed an interest in photography when I was entering middle school. I was always allowed to get an allowance and stuff like that, and I would always spend it on a little disposable camera. Mm-hmm. And I just thought it was so cool just to go take pictures of my friends at school, and at the end of the week go get it developed. Mm-hmm. It wasn't apparent to me that photography was my life choice at the time, but I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
And as I got older, I noticed more of, with my point and shoot, a little, just a little camera, I would go outside at sunset and just, take pictures and enjoy just taking pictures. And it just kind of happened. I was lucky enough, I think it was either my junior or senior year, to get my first professional camera, and ever since then it's just kind of been a dream come true. I never knew that I would be able to do something that I actually enjoyed doing. I always thought I was going to be that person.
Yeah,
I had the 9-to-5 job, and if you like the 9-to-5 job, there's no biggie in that either. But
we're creative types.
Yeah, I can't sit on the desk. I was lucky enough to, have all those tools and have the computer. And Alex, when we started dating, introduced me to Photoshop.
Oh, there you go.
And I was able to take it a little bit farther than just the natural, pictures and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So it's been great having somebody who's so tech savvy around to, show me all these cool, things that I can use for my business because I don't have a clue about any computer stuff.
So you wouldn't consider yourself tech savvy?
Now, yes. Back then, no.
it helps to have him around, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. My computer's broke. Can you help me?
Yeah. So what? I got so many questions here. I don't know where I want to start, but. Do you prefer shooting in the moment, when you're out and about, or do you prefer pre-planned shoot, like a photo shoot?
I prefer a little bit of both, but I usually do a lot more pre-planning photo shoots now. It's just for work and time schedules with all the stuff that I do. It's not very often that I get to go, have a spontaneous shoot, which I really need to do that more often just to get the juices going.
Well, and I mean, what kind of camera do you use these days?
I use a Nikon. I just got a new one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Merry Christmas to me. I got a Nikon D700, right?
Ooh, very
Right?
nice.
Is it
Is it D700, Alex?
I'm pretty sure it is.
700 or 7,000?
Oh, 7,000.
Oh, even better.
Yes.
And I admit, I've been looking at the 7000 myself because that actually has recording capabilities as well for
Yes,
1080p
it's that
video.
one, yeah.
So, all right, just to let everyone know, we are recording in my living room, and I do actually have my wife sitting next to me over here on her computer, and then Alex is sitting next to Kim. So please do not mind background noise. I'm actually recording the background ambient sound so we can just kind of enjoy this. This is just whoever, whatever. My wife and Alex are, making sure they're quiet, which they don't need to be per se, so everyone can chime in. But
Supporting in silence.
Yeah, exactly, supporting in silence. But we appreciate that the families are both here while we do this.
Yes.
I think it's a lot of fun. So, what inspires you, honestly, when you take a photo? I mean, you were talking about sunsets and things like that, but is there anything specifically that really inspires you when you?
I find the biggest joy when I'm shooting children,
Oh yeah.
especially if they're excited to be there and stuff like that. Whether it's, landscape or nature, or if it's a portrait session with like a family or like, engaged couple or whatever, I find joy in knowing that I am I'm capturing that moment because that moment won't happen again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And especially for like a kid that may be like a newborn that smiles for the first time. Mm-hmm. And it's just stuff like that kind of, keeps my juices going.
Sure, absolutely. So the first of everything, basically.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
That's cool. What mode do you like to shoot it on your camera?
There's a lot. I really like manual. Mm-hmm. I call it P mode.
P mode?
Yeah.
What's it?
No, the P on the camera is a program.
Program. Mm-hmm.
Program, yeah. At work we call it P mode. It's just a weird little...
I was listening to another podcast recently. They're not the cleanest podcast, but they talk a lot about photography, and it's Frono's Photo is what it's called. And it's this guy with a crazy afro, and he talks about cameras. And he was reading a post from someone else who the guy claimed all throughout his blog that he was writing that P stands for pro mode.
Pro mode. I like that, though.
And he's like, so pros use pro mode. And this guy from Frono's Photo, he's like going off. He is so mad. It's like, it's not pro, it's program. Why would you even, and... They're firm believers of the manual mode, but program mode is a good mode, and use it. I mean, use it mostly outside. Mm-hmm. You shoot mainly outside stuff, but then your personal job, you have your own studio at home, and you do bring in people in the home studio. So do you? I'll continue that previous statement with the manual and the pro mode.
The pro mode.
What do you personally think? You shoot in P mode, and you're okay with P mode, or would you prefer to shoot in manual?
I prefer P mode.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Let me see, my tablet just flipped sideways on me. Here we go. I'm scooting through these questions way too fast, but what has been your favorite photo shoot that you've done so far?
Ooh, we were just talking about this yesterday. We were in downtown Winter Garden having a date night, and
I saw that on Instagram.
It was a lot
Very
of fun,
cute.
yeah. And I had a engaged couple down there, and they were just such a fun couple, and we did a lot of cool poses and a lot of cool prop poses, and it had that Friends theme,
Sure.
in the city, and you're just kind of hanging out at the local coffee shop kind of feel to it. Mm-hmm. And it's been my favorite to date.
Very nice, very nice. And that's Axiom.
Yeah.
The shop. Yeah, I think it's Axiom. The shop just above it. The top floor. Is it top floor or second floor? I'm not sure. My parents work up there. That's where.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's Zion's Hope. If you know where Axiom is, if you walk down that alley, there's a shop there called the Silver Shekel Shop.
Okay,
and
that's it.
Yeah, that's the ministry store that they have.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I didn't know you could go upstairs.
Yeah, the Silver Shekel Shop is on the bottom floor, and if you want a tour, they take you up and they take you a tour of their ministry. It's pretty sweet. But a couple of our friends actually work there, and one of the guys that we know runs that shop down there. It's pretty sweet. So, have you had any special pictures that you didn't plan for that just really turned out? Any favorites?
Yeah. Actually, there was one that was just recently with Oliver Mendoza.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
A couple that goes to our church. She's also a photographer, and we kind of did like a photo exchange this year.
Yeah.
She did our Christmas pictures, and I did her Christmas pictures.
We got yours right up on our fridge over there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we just put Oliver down on the porch area that we were shooting at, and he just started smiling. And he had a little Santa hat on.
Get the camera!
And I'm just like, shooting like crazy because, he was having a hard time smiling that day, and that was the only smile that we got. But a really cute baby, though.
Someone needs a nap.
He wasn't cricky, though. He was just very...
Yeah.
He was just very chill that day,
Sure. So, what lenses do you carry in your arsenal when you go on a shoot?
I usually carry my 18 to 55 millimeter.
Yeah.
I have a...
Oh, she's looking at Alex, folks. He's thinking.
I should know more about my equipment. I just kind of go with the...
135?
I want to say it's a...
Telescopic?
18 to 108. That's my original.
All right.
Not my original, but like the
Sure.
the normal one. Then I have one that goes to 55 to like, I want to say 185. No, wait, that doesn't make sense because the 18.
Is it 135?
I think it's 135.
Yeah. So I'll ask you this. This will help us out. Do you prefer using like a macro lens, or do you prefer shooting telescopic? Or do you prefer just normal balance, like 18 through 55?
I prefer normal.
Standard?
Yeah.
Sure. Have you ever tried using a telescopic lens? I think mine's a 55 through 180 or something like that. And it's a bit telescopic, but have you ever tried using that for photos, like close-ups?
No.
Because what it'll do is it'll actually blur the background and keep
cool.
up close nice and tight, and it's really fancy.
I'll check into that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I admit, I do not do nearly as much photography as you do. I piddle with it. My camera's in the other room, and I'm trying to get my wife to use it more than I do. So I probably draw better than I shoot photography. This one could be kind of a hard answer for you, but what do you like least about photography? Hard answer, told you.
I would say not to, drive away anybody.
Sure.
I would say, trying to fit the client's needs. It's kind of hard sometimes, especially when you have like a baby that doesn't smile that day, or they're expecting,
Of course,
like this Hallmark kind of kind of thing going on there. It's hard to fit those expectations, but it's nice to fit those, fit them at the same time. It's just, you always have that, question, like when you're editing pictures or something like that, are they actually going to like it?
Sure.
I hope they do, I hope they like what I put out there kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think the criticism is probably the hardest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and especially after the fact, after they've paid you and they've expected that from you. So, no, I completely agree with that, 100%. Have you ever done any weddings as of yet?
I've done 2 weddings. I might pick it back up again because I do have a better camera now.
Yep.
That's probably another thing I don't like.
I don't know many photographers who actually like doing weddings, quite honestly.
You have to, it's a special day. You don't want to mess it up,
Yeah.
But I had a lot of fun shooting a couple weddings. One was with like a mentor that I had growing up. It was kind of cool to do that for her.
Sure.
And we had one of somebody who worked with Alex, and they seemed they loved the wedding pictures. And I think I might pick it back up again since I have a little bit better equipment now. Yeah.
Well, and Alex has told me personally that right now you have a little bit more. All your equipment is kind of made to go on the road. It's out and about.
Yeah.
And you're wanting to upgrade it in your studio a little bit more, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So
the studio set that we have right now is a little bit like you can pack it up and go if you want to.
Sure.
I would honestly, I like a studio at home and a studio to go. Dreaming high.
No, you know what? There is nothing wrong with dreaming high. My wife puts up with that every day. So, yeah, I want a tablet in this room and a tablet in that room. Can I have like 6 cameras?
Yeah.
And, you know, honey, I really want 6 monitors for my computer. And then you see Alex and his friends who have their gamer computers with 4 screens or whatever, and it's like, what?
Yeah, he has 3 of them right now.
Yeah.
Which I can, understand because multitask.
Oh, of course, yeah. Yep, absolutely. So, next part of our little interview that we're going to do here, I always enjoy this, and I usually have this geared more towards artists, so I had to kind of rethink this one a little bit, but not too bad. This is quick-fire questions, and basically... We'll ask you the questions, and then I will see if maybe we elaborate on 1 or 2 of them. But this is just kind of those normal, corny ones. So, quick fire questions, and I think I already got the answer on this one, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Canon or Nikon?
Nikon.
Okay, kind of saw that one coming. That's cool. Mac or PC?
PC.
PC. Ooh, okay. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
And just to make sure, and this is what you like, not what you have. So, iPhone, Android, or Microsoft because of Alex?
I really do not like his phone. It's super confusing and... yeah, no.
No? The watch doesn't even help at all? He's got the fancy little watch that doesn't help?
No.
No? Okay. Alright. Okay, and then still life or portrait?
And I have to pick one.
Yes.
Portrait.
Yeah. Okay. People or pets?
Pets.
Yeah?
I like shooting people, though.
Sure. And then candid or posed?
Post.
Posed, yeah. Okay, and then these are a little bit more... Let me see, do I ask these? No, those are the ones that I rewrote. All right, here's some random ones now.
Okay.
Ice cream or cake?
Ice cream.
Okay. Sun or rain?
Ooh, rain.
Yeah, there you go. Cats or dogs? That's going to be a tough one for you.
I would say dogs.
All right, so give me the lowdown. How many pets do you have?
I have 5
What do you
pets.
got?
I have 2 wiener dogs and 3 cats. We have a Siamese calico and I like to call her a mutt.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, is it true that calicos are only one breed? Is it like male or female?
I hear that when they're female.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I find that interesting.
Me too, yeah.
I saw that on the internet for some reason. You know, you got to believe everything that hits the internet.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. All right, so shoes or sandals?
Ooh. Probably sandals.
Yeah. And then Italian or American?
America.
All right. Before I jump into the really random questions that I'm excited about, I do want to ask you, is there anything else you want to talk about? This would be the good time to talk about how would people get a hold of you. Okay. And just brag about yourself. This is where you're allowed to do that.
Ooh, I get to talk about myself.
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, you can always visit my website at it's kimbanglphotography.com. Mm-hmm. I love Instagram. Instagram is my app. Like, I always feel bad that I'm uploading like so many pictures all the time, cool. But I'm a photographer. That's what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. You can reach me there. My personal is at KJ_Bangle, mm-hmm. or you can go to my photography account, which is at Kim Bangle Photo, no spaces. My Facebook page, I do upload that a lot. I need to work on that a little bit more. But you can always visit me there, too. You just type in Kim Bangle Photography mm-hmm. on the Facebook search bar. It's no spaces. And I look forward to any possible, contact with anybody who's listening. Mm-hmm. I'm really excited. It's been fun paying more attention to, what I really like to do. Mm-hmm. And I'm lucky enough to do that in my, professional and personal life too. Mm-hmm. I was kind of thinking about this podcast for a while since we scheduled it. I'm like, what is he going to have me, what are we going to talk about? And, I asked Alex, I was like,
what did it do to you?
Yeah, exactly.
Not what did it do for you, it's what did it do to you.
And I was like, do I have to have anything planned? And I was really thinking about, like, people who want to do photography and and any advice that I would have for them.
Yeah, and that's exactly one of my questions here. Please go right ahead. Go right ahead.
I would just go for it, and work towards, start with what you have and, broaden your skills as you go, because I started with that, the point and shoot and the disposable cameras, because a little bit of, photography is, a wide world of everything. You have the posed, portrait sessions, or you have the candid stuff. Yeah. You can always start with like noticing, like when you're, taking pictures or you're being a part of pictures, like what you should be looking for, and start a little piggy bank, to get your Nikon or your Canon, and just work from there. And nobody, what I like about photography is that nobody does it wrong. You know what I mean? Yeah. No artist does what they do wrong, and that's yeah. You're gonna have the people that might
they
not
have an opinion.
They have an opinion, but not everybody's gonna have that opinion. Yeah. So, I was just really encouraged by that, because I'm always like like I was saying earlier, are they gonna like my stuff,
right.
And some people haven't. Whatever.
Some people don't.
And I'm still doing what I love to do, and that's not going to stop me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I've said it before on the podcast, there is no rules to art. Yes. No rules. There are understandings of standards. Yeah. If you're, we did not have the best. I'm trying to think about the wording. I'm looking over at my wife. The best opportunity with our photographer for our wedding. Yeah. Things did not go as planned.
So true.
Yeah. So, be willing to invest in a good photographer. I would say that. Yeah, someone who's definitely experienced. Anything you want to chime in on that, sweetheart? You look like you're breathing a little bit like...
No, I felt bad because I know very well that photographers are worth the money. But when you're trying to obviously put on a wedding, then it's a little bit difficult to consider what places you can step back in that budget. Yeah. But in our case, I definitely reaped the unfortunate consequences of not investing in a better photographer. And that was a bit, I think, of a misleading on her part, too. And it's not to bash her or anything. But we thought we knew what she was like, and it wound up being not quite what we expected. So definitely invest in good photography.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of photographers, a lot of people would say, you know what? Not everyone's going to remember the cake that you had on your wedding day. Not everyone's going to remember the decorations, but everyone will remember the photos that were taken, because those are the ones that are going to last.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I would definitely agree to that. But okay, and then I was going to ask you exactly what would you tell a beginner? Jump in, awesome. Yeah. Okay, so something I want to do with a lot of people that are going to come on the show and that I'm going to be doing interviews with. I'm really excited about this, and this is just really stupid questions that you can just enjoy as much as you want, or as little as you want.
Okay, I like random questions.
And some of them are not going to make sense, and that's okay, because I'm just going to go for it anyway. And the first question here that I have written down is, how lucky are you, and why?
Ooh, I think I'm really lucky.
Yeah.
I found somebody that, loves me for me, which is, a big deal for me. Oh.
I went there.
And who encourages me and, is there for me, and, just, especially with photography, it's like, he always puts down a plan and, and just all that kind of stuff. It's been really great to have such a great husband. And, just, church. I love our church. Great church. And
I have to agree to that. Our church is amazing. We do all attend the same church, if you guys don't know that.
Really lucky. A lot of reasons.
If you were a pizza delivery lady, how would you benefit from scissors? I got these questions from just a whole bunch of websites. Some of these are actually asked by places like Google.com when they're interviewing. Funny. Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe some of the big names that ask these questions. So, go for it.
Pizza delivery lady, how would I benefit from scissors? Just in case the pizza cook didn't cut the pizza, I can cut the pizza for you.
Bring some gloves with you. Oh boy! If you could sing one song on American Idol, what would it be?
Oh. It could be any song. Probably.
'Cause I'm all about that bass.
Oh, no.
I hate that song.
Probably Walk This Way by Aerosmith.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Are you a fan of older music?
I am.
Yeah, very cool. No wonder you enjoyed the Aerosmith ride. We all went to Disney last week and had a great time. That was really fun. And the photo that you got on Instagram, you can check that out on both our Instagrams. She shared us both in it. That is hilarious. I'm in the back just like singing along. All right, let's see what else I got here. Are you a hunter or a gatherer? I honestly have no idea what that means.
Well, I'm a big Walking Dead fan, so I'm going to put it in the zombie apocalypse.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Kind of scenario.
There you go.
I would like to think I'm a hunter, but I'm really going to say I'm a gatherer.
Okay. So you're going to gather all the zombies together and give them a great big hug?
Yes.
I gotcha. Okay. If you were on an island and could only bring 3 things with you, what would you bring? Oh, Alex, he just got wide-eyed.
Alex, my camera. Ooh, which one of the animals are we going to bring?
Which one are you going to eat, you mean?
On that note, I'm not bringing any animals. Alex, my camera, and maybe a pillow?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm a sleeper.
Here you go. I would say unlimited supply of food.
Yeah.
Unlimited supply of internet. And my wife.
That's cheating.
No one said these questions had to be exact. I'm just saying. All right. If you were a cereal box, what flavor would you be?
If I was a cereal box, I would say I really like coconut. Mm-hmm. I'd be some kind of coconut cinnamon.
Coconutty flavor?
Yeah. I'm a big cinnamon coconut kind of person.
Nice. Do you believe in Bigfoot?
No.
What's up with that face, Alex?
I mean, there is a show called Finding Bigfoot, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. Maybe I do. I gotta watch that show. And I'll get back to you.
Why do you think a tennis ball is fuzzy?
Ooh.
These are all real questions. Can you believe this?
Maybe when you hit it too hard, it doesn't hurt the other person as bad?
I think it's so it makes it extra gooey after your dog gets done with it. Oh, my gosh.
True.
All right. What is your least favorite thing about humanity?
Humanity.
This is where we all get, like, really somber.
Yeah, it gets real serious real quick.
I'll fix it. Don't worry.
I think we're so quick to play the victim in situations, especially lately. We also tend to judge, and we don't get the full story of everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
would you consider yourself an honest person?
am I honest? I would say, I would say yes, but it's hard for me to be honest sometimes.
Mm-hmm. If you were 80 years old, what would you tell your children?
To do what you like to do. That's so cliche, but it's true. Mm-hmm. Whether it's as a hobby or, pursue it as your career. Mm-hmm. Do something that you like to do, because if you're just doing it for the money,
yeah,
it's going to be hard.
I completely agree. If you're a new addition to the crayon box, what color would you be?
I love this
why?
question. I would be. It has to be a new addition. Well, I really like the color yellow, so let's think of like
sherbet yellow.
Sherbet yellow.
Sunflower.
Yeah. Aw, I love sunflowers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
nice.
my favorite flowers. I would be the sunflower crayon.
Nice. Very nice.
Good thinking.
In your professional opinion, how does the internet work?
In my professional opinion, I think it's great. I don't know.
If there was a movie produced about your life, who would play you?
Grumpy cat.
still leaning towards Ryan Reynolds. What is the funniest thing that has happened to you recently?
Okay.
Okay.
Something that genuinely made me laugh was we were on my way to my parents' house. I don't know what the conversation was, but we got on the topic of he did an impression of the alien guy on Men in Black.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what brought it on, but he just.
Can we get a taste of that real quick?
I don't remember how it happened.
You were just like, we were just talking about something random, and you were like, sugar. And that literally made my day. Like, we were just, I don't even know what we were talking about. I think you might have not been feeling good and you needed some, caffeine or sugar or something like that. And you're like, sugar! And I had, like, the whole movie in my head.
Nice. Very cool. Which superpower would you have if you were a superhero?
Probably to read people's minds.
Ooh, telepath.
Yeah.
Where would you go if you had a time machine?
I think about this question a lot. I would probably when Abraham Lincoln was president.
Very cool.
I really like him.
He's my favorite president. I like him. 7 years ago. How would you market ping pong balls if the ping pong itself were no longer existent?
The ping pong ball. If the game ping pong wasn't existent anymore, I would say, hey, these are free. People love free stuff.
All right, here's what we talked about earlier. What would I find in your refrigerator right now?
We would find some really old ham that needs to be thrown out. How long has it been in there? Like a week and a half? No, about a week. Some green tea. I am a big green tea person. Mm-hmm. My favorite. We just went grocery shopping last night, too. String cheese.
Oh.
It's a must. Nothing too crazy.
Ah, that's cool. Well, that was boring. No, I'm kidding. All right, so get out your cell phone.
Okay.
Find the last text message that you sent. What are the first 4 words of that last text message? This is not a question. This is one I came up with. And this is one I'm going to keep using on people because I think it's interesting.
That I sent or somebody sent to me?
That you sent.
Okay. See, my problem is I send a lot of pictures.
Photographer. We warned you, folks. Of course, she's got her iPhone.
Yes. Okay, so the last text message would be to my sister. Can I say? Mm-hmm. Okay, it's to my sister.
You can give her a shout out too if you want.
Hey, sister.
What up, sis?
And we were talking about that we were at IKEA yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister's been wanting to redo her room. And I said, me and Alex both said at the same time that this is the place where our dad should take you.
Oh, very nice.
So, nothing too juicy.
No, that's fine. IKEA's good. I don't think we have any IKEA in this. No, we do. We have dressers, which are falling apart. Sorry, IKEA. All right, let's see what else we got here. If you could trade places with any other person for a week, famous or not, living or dead, real or fictional, who would it be?
You said they can be dead?
Yes, they can be dead.
I would probably trade places with Ansel Adams.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool, very cool. If someone wrote a biography about you, what would the title be?
These questions are fun.
The Life of Grumpy Cat.
Yes.
No.
Why bother reading this? I'm going to stick with that.
I like it. If you were a Star Wars character, who would you be?
Oh.
And it also says Star Trek, but I know you have a humongous Vader who stands next to your TV and controls it. So with his power, so totally Star Wars. We're going Star Wars today.
Star Wars. I can pick a Star Trek character too if you want.
Go for it. Let's do both.
We'll start with Star Trek. I would be Spock.
Okay.
I usually that kind of attitude of being logical bugs me. Mm-hmm. Because Alex is a lot like that, and so is his friend.
Gotcha.
Too. Your friend. I feel like I should say his name, but I won't say his name. Then in Star Wars, ooh, it's tough. We had a Star Wars wedding.
Oh, really?
We did.
I admit I was looking through Instagram wondering if I could see any of those pictures.
They would be on my personal Facebook account.
I'll have to check that out.
So he came down as Darth Vader to the Imperial March.
No way.
So Star Wars is a big deal. So we think about this question a lot. So
This is the gamer family right here, Love Bug.
I would say I would be an Ewok.
Ewok, really?
Yeah, I love Ewoks.
Oh, cool. Wow. Now that is very unique. Very unique. If it was Star Trek for me, I'd be Data. Data is awesome.
And Star Wars.
Star Wars. It's
really hard.
That's a loaded question.
There's a lot of answers.
There's a lot of good care. I would be Yoda.
Yeah.
But
he was on the top of our wedding cake. Alongside Darth Vader.
Oh, that's awesome. They're just getting along these days. How you been lately? The Force is strong with this wedding cake because it's still holding me up. All right. So that is the end of my questions. What did you think of those?
I thought those were awesome.
It was pretty fun, isn't it?
Those.
I think I'm going to be doing that a little bit more often when we do interviews.
Good.
I think it'd be pretty cool. We'll have to get Alex back in next time we have him on that and do a couple of those for him. He's like, oh, bummer.
He has to think logically, so
I see. Yeah.
Take that into...
That'd be very different answers.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you so much for joining me on this podcast. This is
you.
awesome. So once we get this all done and uploaded, share it with everyone you know. And
Absolutely.
We'll keep pushing it out there and see how far we can get it. I'm excited about it. I like what I heard here. And 38 minutes, which leaves me a few minutes for the rest of the show. It's perfect.
Cool.
So I am super pleased. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. I hope you'll have me back.
Oh, you know what? I'm planning on it because I know we have Alex back all the time with latest updates and stuff. And if we get any questions, guys, if you want to ask Kimberly any questions, you can send us an email to artisancentralpodcast@gmail.com. I'll get those questions and forward them to her. And if we can answer those, we'll have her back on to answer them. You can ask anything about photography that you want. They are major freaks of Star Wars, so if you enjoy that too, you can ask anything you want. You know how we are.
We like random.
And then, of course, you can listen to this via Facebook if you guys have found the status update from the Artisan Central podcast. You can listen via iTunes and Stitcher. We have those on there as RSS feeds. You can check both those out. Leave comments. This is also up on my YouTube page on Tim Michael Arts on YouTube. Leave comments down below in the link section. Hit that like button if you've enjoyed this podcast. I certainly have. So I am pretending to hit it. And then, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much. And we're going to go ahead and go into the last segment, segment 4. Say all the same stuff again because that's what I say in segment 4. And then say goodbye.
Yay.
All right. So thank you very much, Kim.
Thank you.
Send the Locusons to Haiti. Help Amanda and Ryan Locuson get to Cabaret Baptist Children's Home in Haiti, where they will be volunteering. They need to raise $2,600 to go. Please consider visiting GoFundMe.com/54XS64 and donate to the call they feel from God.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening to the show. I hope that you enjoyed that. I know we were all laughing and having a really good time. And as you could hear, my wife and Alex in the background, they enjoyed sitting next to us as we communicated and had that interview. It was a lot of fun. And I would love to do more interviews like that. I know sometimes it might not sound as professional to have background image audio also being recorded and hearing, things going on in the background. But at the same time, I try to keep this as professional as I can, but there is flexibility allowed. I'm an artist. My art is just having fun and making things interesting for people to listen to and see in any case. And I had a lot of fun. And that's the main thing for me. If I don't have fun making this podcast, I would stop. I really enjoy making this podcast. I usually don't like editing stuff, and I edit all of this and just have a really good time doing it. So thank you so much for all of your support. Remember that you can go to patreon.com/Artisan Central Podcast. If you want to see more of this show, or you want the quality to get a little better or whatever, we need your financial support. So go to patreon.com/Artisan Central Podcast and click on the links that I'll try and put wherever I can. And consider donating. You can put $1 into it, $1 per show, or just whatever. If you can afford $4 a month, then we'd greatly appreciate it. If you can afford 50 cents a show, that'd be awesome. Just whatever you can do. And you can set limits to all of that stuff, so please consider going and checking that out. Let us know what you think of the show. You can send us an email at artisancentralpodcast@gmail.com. And you can leave comments, of course, on our Facebook fan page, or you can go on to youtube.com/Tim Michael Arts and leave your comments there. Don't forget to hit that like button when you're on YouTube, by the way, and subscribe to the channel. And then once again, listen to us on Stitcher or on iTunes to hear our other show, Behind the Easel. I always enjoy recording that, and it seems like we're getting a lot more listeners to Behind the Easel than we are to the Artisan Central podcast. So if you guys are enjoying that personal look, let me know. I always enjoy hearing from you guys and always enjoy the conversation I get to have with you guys through this podcast, okay? Check out our website at artisancentralpodcast.podbean.com, where you can learn how you can actually sponsor the podcast. Very soon we'll be artisancentralpodcast.com once we work out some small technical issues. And of course, please stop by my main website, timmichaelarts.com, where you can purchase a caricature for a friend, family, your business, or just, hey, whatever you want. Go over there. I got some old comics on there that you can read that were kind of fun that I drew up a long time ago. And if you have any questions, feel free to give me a buzz. artisancentralpodcast@gmail.com. Okay? Thank you so much for listening to the show. I hope that you enjoyed it. I know I had a great time with this one. We will see you later on this week with another Behind the Easel. And of course, next Saturday, you can listen to us once again on the on the Artisan Central podcast. God bless you guys. I love you very much. You guys are awesome supporters, and I feel that from all the way over here. We got listeners from all over the country. We got listeners from all over the globe, and thank you so much, guys. Leave those comments. Love hearing that you enjoy the podcast, and looking forward to answering more of your questions here, as well as interviewing a lot more people who are so much more skilled than I am in different ways of art, and of course, helping you guys increase your business as you learn how to, market yourselves, or obviously just to give you that fun thing to listen to on the way to and from work or while you're at work. So thank you so much, guys. God bless you. We'll see you next time right here on the Artisan Central podcast. See you later. Okay, everybody, hope that you've enjoyed the rest of the show so far. We are in segment number 3, and I'm really excited about what we have going on here. It wasn't even my fault.
I didn't even know why you stopped it. Like, what is it? Did you say something wrong?
It wasn't even my fault.